Welcome in, welcome in. We're going to be doing some exponents. So if you know anybody that's struggling to understand exponent rules or indices, I heard they're called in other places, that's what we're doing tonight. Share this live with them. Welcome back to Impact Math. Alrighty, so we're going to just focus on expand and simplify, okay? So we have the original, which is x to the fourth times x to the second. Remember, this x to the fourth means how many x's you have. So if we expand it, we do 4 x's here, and then we have another 2 here. So if we simplify the expression, how many x's, or if we count up, how many x's do we have total? Well, 4 plus 2 gives us x to the 6, okay? So really what we're doing with these exponents when we multiply variables, we're adding them, okay? Good. Yes, down. Cool. Perfect. All right, so let's look at this next one. We have 2 m's. We have a p. Then we have another 2 m's. And we have 4 p's. Okay. If we simplify this, how many m's do we have total? What do you guys say? Thank you for all the follows. Hey, Us. Thank you for the peanut. Welcome back, Us. Thank you for joining me tonight. 4. Siv said 4. Poopy said 4. Thank you, Us, for the gifts. And then we have P. Thank you. So P to the what power, you guys? Good. User said M to the fourth. And P to the fifth. Thank you. Us. You blowing me up. Thank you. Sorry, you guys. I couldn't make it at 5 today, but I said, let me jump on. Thank you for my regulars stopping by. Thank you, Us. Perfect. Now, the question is, what do we do with the coefficients? Thank you, Toxic. What grade level is this? This is algebra 1, or this could be 8th grade math. So that's what we're doing. Us W teacher. What's that mean? Can you do 5th grade math? Blue, I think I am going to start doing 5th grade math. Use 1 as the only variable. So here we have what we do with the coefficients, you guys. We multiply them. So I always tell my students, with the big numbers are called coefficients. You multiply the big numbers, okay? The big numbers. Now, what we do, we have x to the third here, okay? Oh, thank you, Levi. Oh, thank you, Us. That means you're great. Thank you. So we would do x times x times x. And then we have another x here. So times another x. And then we have 3 more x's, which is x times x times x. All right. So what do you guys get with the 2 times 7 times 5? Oh, you had a test on this today. Man, Julia, I hope you did good. Yes, Amber, I am a math teacher. I teach high school math. Siv said 70. Perfect. Okay, so let's see. 7 times 5 is 35. And if we double 35, yes, we would get 70. Perfect. And we have x to the, user said, 7th power. Perfect. 3 plus 3 plus 1. So 3 plus 3 is 6 plus the 1 here. We get x to the 7th. Okay, so this is called exponentials. Okay, so what do we do here? What are you guys getting for this one right here? This is found in pre-algebra and algebra. 8th grade, I believe, does this, and 9th grade. Oh, you're so welcome, Siv. Dad said 34, combine like terms. 24, multiply 4 times 6. Perfect. Yes. Multiply those coefficients. So we're going to do 6 times 4. Wonderful. Now, what do we do with the exponents? What do we do with the exponents? Hey, Toxic. I think middle school is going to be, I got to figure out when I'm going to do middle school. Add them. Perfect. Yes. So just for people that are still learning this, I have 2 A's here. I have 3 A's here. 1, 2, 3. Then I have a B and I have a B. Okay, so I want to do expand form. So 6 times 4 is 24. And you guys probably hear my little helicopter. And then we have A to the, well, how many A's? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have A to the 5th and B to the 2nd. Yes, and that is our answer. All right, now this usually takes people out. Because they're like, what? This. What number is right here? Thank you for the rose, Genevieve. -1. Zena, -1. Dad said -1. User said -1. Perfect. Thank you, Ox, for the rose. This is -1. So you're doing -1 times a -3. No, that's what we're doing. No. What are you trying to get? So, no, don't get nothing. Okay, so -1 times a -3 is going to give us that +3. And then we have A4s. And then we have A. Okay, because we have 3. So how many A's? 4 plus 3 is A to the 7th. And that is our answer. So now if you understand, whenever you multiply variables, you're just adding the exponents, because we don't have time to be doing x 42 times. So now we're going to apply the rule, which this is the multiplication rule. And so for number 1, we're going to do x 42 plus 17. And what is that going to give us? Dora said my DNA cannot handle math. It can. I'm telling you it can. I used to be the same way. I'm telling you, if you talk to my high school teacher, he'd be like, you a math teacher? Okay. I gave him many sleepless nights. Let me tell you. And you just got to get that one person to break it down that makes sense in your brain. Wonderful, you guys. Dominique, user. Oh, and of course, can you, sorry, you guys, my ring light just went out. Okay, I need you over here. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to get it back. Give me just a second. Okay, so now, hopefully we can see it much better. Thank you. So now let's go here to number 2. So what do you guys get when you do x to the 9th times x to the 7th times x to the 4th times x to the 11th? Oh man, email me. Are you struggling to pass the GED? What's GMath? Is that the GED? Email me, please. Yes. A to the 32, A to the 31. Okay, so what we're gonna do? Okay. So we're gonna do x. Okay, mark it. No. We're gonna do 9 plus 7 plus 4 plus 11. And we're going to get x to the 9 plus 4 gives us 16 plus 4 plus 11. Please. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, you keep on turning off my light, making it hard for me to see. So 16 plus 4 is going to give us x to the 20th plus 11. And we're going to get x to the 31. And this is our answer.
No. What's that?
That is our answer. Alrighty. Okay, I'm going to move it up over here. So 7x to the 4th times negative 2x to the 8th. Remember, the big numbers, which are called coefficient, we always just multiply those first. And now we're going to get x to the 4th plus, and we do 8. Okay, so 7 times negative 2 gives us negative 14.
No.
And then we get x. 4 plus 8 gives us 12. So if you got this, you are 100% on point. Let's go straight down to this one. Let's do this one. Tell me, what do you guys get for VI? What do you guys get for this one? Oh, thank you for the butterflies. Oh, you're so welcome, Q's. So again, what do we do with the coefficients? What do we do with those big numbers? Welcome in, you guys. We're doing exponent rules. Can you scoot the paper, please? Yes, we're focusing on this one right here. So people are coming in. 28, A to the 6, B to the, let me see. So Ami said 28, A to the 6, B, C to the 9th. All right. Julia said 28, A to the 6, B to the 2nd, C to the 9th. All right. So let's check it out here. I love it. I love it. Okay. So 7 times 4, we would get 28. Okay. Now I have A to the 5th here and an A. So we get A to the 5th plus 1. Oh, thank you, Dominique. Yes, thank you. Please double tap. Please hit the double tap. Can we get to 10K likes? Thank you, thank you. We have one B here and we have another B there. So 1 plus 1. There's always an imaginary 1 right here. So then we get C, excuse me. Then we get C, 6 plus 3. And then, so we're going to get, if you said A, 5 plus 1 is to the 6, B to the 2, and then we get C, 6 plus 3 is 9. We get 28, A to the 6, B to the 2nd, C to the 9th, okay? And this is our answer. I usually only tutor 6th grade and up. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay. So here, this is what we have right here. And then, okay, Markaden, did that you just because you keep on turning off the light? Okay. Thank you for the double taps, you guys. Good. That was easy. I love it. I love it. I love it. Perfect. All right. So let's finish out with this. Let's finish out with these last two here. And then we're going to go to another rule. We're going to do a power on a power. So I have all the rules tonight. Multiplication, power on a power, power of product. So we're going to try to get through them, okay? Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do this one. Okay, thank you. Thank you. -6 times a -1 times 2. So we're going to put this all together. -6 times 2 times a -1. All right. Good. Iman said 45, X to the 7th, P to the 5th. I love it, Iman. Oh, P to the 5th. Are you doing this one? Ah, okay. Now we have X, 3 plus 7 plus 4, because we're adding all the exponents. So -6 times, a negative times a negative is a positive. And then 6 times 2 gives us 12. X to the 3 plus 7 is 10 plus 4 is 14. Go ask Daddy. Go ask Daddy, okay? Okay, good. Go ask Daddy. So we get 12x to the 14th. So now we're going to do, E-Man gave us this one. So let's see if E-Man was on point. I believe so, though. Good job, E-Man. So we're going to do 5. Oh, somebody said negative 12. Be careful here because remember, this is a negative 1 right here. So a negative times a negative is always a positive. That's why it's a positive 12. Good. Rolish said 45, x to the 7th, p to the 5th. I love it. So 5 times 9 is 45. We have an x. We put 6 plus 1. And then we're going to do p 2 plus 3. Because we have 2 p's here and 3 right here. So I write my x. 6 plus 1 gives us 7. Remember, there's always an imaginary 1 on every variable, okay? And then p gives us 2 plus 3 is to the 5th. And so if you said this was your answer, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So this is called the multiplication rule, okay? Where you add the exponents. When you're multiplying variables, you add the exponents. Now we're about to go to, Sarah said, I just learned this in 9th grade algebra class. Yes. My 9th graders are we're going to have a test this Thursday on all the rules. We're doing rationals as well. We just did this. You guys know this? 45, a to the 5th, b to the 4th. Have you guys seen this? This is what I just taught today. But it's all in the same principle. But we'll do that next time. So, a power to a power. We're about to take a test for that. Yes, Darlene. Yeah, my students take it on Thursday. Who kept failing and never turned in my work. Oh, no. So multiply. Okay, so good. People are saying multiply. Perfect. But let's write this in expanded form, okay? So when you see this 3, what this means is we have x to the 5th times x to the 5th times x to the 5th 3 times. And then when we multiply variables, well, we know we just add the exponents because we just did the worksheet that said we do 5 plus 5 plus 5. So this will give us x to the, what do you guys get up here? What's the power? Hey, Darlene, that is the first because I know I'll be murdering everybody's name. Love said 15. Relish said 15. 1.0. Cloudy said 15. I love it. Yes. Quizburger said 15. Good. Okay. So now if we have m to the 7th to the 5th power, if we want to expand this, m to the 7th. What that means is I'm doing m to the 7th 5 times. Because I have a 5 out here. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then, good, m to the 35, Angel said. Perfect. So I hope people are seeing, really we're doing m 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7, which will just give us, if we multiply this, we get m to the 35. So a power on a power is different from when, see, these are not powers on the powers because they're kind of like separated through the multiplication versus see how they're right next to each other and the only thing that's separating them is a parenthesis. That's how you tell the difference between adding versus multiplying. There will be a parenthesis between them versus here there's no parentheses. So I hope that makes sense. Okay. Tamara said W to the 20th. I love it. So now we could just start saying, well, what does this mean? W to the 10th times W to the 10th, which really means W 10 plus 10, which means W to the 20th. Perfect. Amen. Yes. Okay, somebody said they still don't get it. All right, that's perfectly fine. Sometimes it just takes our brain more times to practice, and then sometimes we just don't get it. I'm gonna be honest. Okay, not today, and it might take us a couple of more days to get it. So no problems with that. So now let me show you what I mean by that. So b to the second. This is saying I have b to the second 4 times. So I have to write this b to the second 4 times. Because that's what an exponent tells you. How many times you have your base. Well, I have them 4 times. And then when we're multiplying variables, we add exponents. So we would get b 2 plus, well, how many 2's do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. And this simplifies down to, well, if we multiply, 2 times 4 just gives us 8. And that's our exponent. Gabrielle said, can I do radicals? I know I should have, because this is what exactly we was teaching today. I should have known some other people were doing it. But I only planned for exponents because I want to get through all the rules tonight. So I didn't bring home my practice. Someone said I have a test tomorrow. Same. Oh, man. I should have known. I'm sorry, you guys. All right, so we have b to the 4th to the 2nd. Good luck. Exactly. Good luck, you guys, on your test. I wish you the very, very best. Remember, never start at number 1. Always start where you understand the question, okay? So b to the 4th times b to the 4th. Good. E-Man said b to the 8th. I love it. Because 4 plus 4 gives us 8. Okay, perfect. All right, so let's knock these out. JMS said, I'm homeschooling 8th grade. I wish I had you in my home. Haha, you explained this great. Oh, thank you, JMS. Bless your heart, okay? Man, because homeschooling moms and dads and siblings, whew, yes, I know. Because when I'm having summer with my kids, I'm like, how do they do it 24/7? I'll be like, I need some adult interaction, okay? So what do we get here? 10 to the 6, 1.0 said 10 to the 6. I love it. 10 to the 6. Good. All right. Good. And we're going to just leave it like this. We're not going to worry about simplifying them. We're just going to do to the powers. So here, somebody went to this one and said 2 to the 12th. E-Man said 2 to the 12th. 4 times 3. 4 times 3 gives us 2 to the 12th. Perfect. All right, so we have W. 13 times 2. What's 13 doubled? What do we get? Oh, thank you. 26. W to the 26. Yes, you guys. Yes. Perfect. Wonderful. Now we have P to the 7th. Yeah, we're going to get to negatives. I have zeros and negatives. So, and subtracting. P to the 7th times 2 is going to give us P to the 14th. Wonderful. And our last 2 over here. Ooh. Okay, so up here we get X 10 times 7, which is X to the 70. Now, can you guys do this one for me? What do you guys get on this one? Okay, good. I see those X to the 70s coming in. Blessed mom of 2. Hey, welcome back. T1A84. Hey, welcome. Okay, T to the 30. Okay, X to the 30. X to the 30, 70. So we're going to get, let's do this. 5, so we would do 5 times 3 times 2. Well, 5 times 3 gives us 15 times 2. If we double 15, 15 doubled is x to the 30th. And this is our answer. So if you said x to the 30th, perfect. And if you didn't, that's okay. Learn from the mistake now and then ace it on your test, okay? This is the place where you want to make the mistakes, okay? Make all the mistakes so you can learn from them before the test. All right, so now what we're going to move to is a power of a product, okay? So a power of a power is where you have one single term and you're just multiplying the exponents. The difference between a power of a product and a power to a power is you're going to have multiple things in a parenthesis versus here you only have one term in the parenthesis. Okay, so I do want to explain the difference here. So what do I mean by that? See how we have two different terms here? And so what a power of a product says is I have to distribute this 4 to every single thing. So I have to do x to the 4th, y to the 4th. Hi, man. You okay? Come here. Okay, let me kiss it. Okay, look, where's it hurt? Right there? Okay, good job. Okay, go back and play. Thank you. You know when your babies just need that mama's kiss and they feel all better. Okay, so, somebody said, I use the same worksheet series for my class. Yes, Iggy. Yes. I was like, I found this. I was like, this is beautiful how they break this down. Okay, so now, this is how, okay, so let me expand it, you guys. So what this says is, let me show you the expanded form. You would have xy 4 times. So if we break this down, how many x's do we have? Well, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. That's why we get to the 4th power. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 y's. That's why we get y to the 4th. Because if you expand this, if you understand what this exponent means, it means you have xy 4 times. I hope that makes sense. Hey, it's Ireland or Leland. Hey. All right, so here, let's go here. So let's expand it first, okay? So we're going to do 2x times 2x times 2x times 2x times 2x because we have 5. So this telling us 5 times 2x repeats. Now, remember, what do we do with the coefficients, the big numbers? Can anybody tell me what do we do with the coefficients? Can you guys put it in the chat? What do we do with them? Add, multiply. Multiply. Lady said add. It said multiply. Good. Yes, we multiply them. The big numbers we always multiply. The exponents we add. Thank you, Trill. So we do 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. And then with our exponents, we get x, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. X to the 5th. So 2 times 2, I think 2 to the 5th power is 32. Somebody double check me on that. I think I just got that memorized. So it'd be 32x to the 5th power. Good. Yes. Thank you, you guys. 32. Oh, thank you, Jessica, for the message. Good. All right. So this one. So now if we understand like this w to the 3w to the 2nd to the 4th 4 times, this is what I mean by looking at it as distributive. So everything in here has to get a 4 attached to it. So I put 3 to the 4th because this is separate. This 3 is separate from the W. Then I put W, but I have a 2 right there. But remember, what is a power on a power? We multiply them. Hey, so, somebody asked a great question. So why isn't it 2 to the 5th, x to the 5th? Real, I'm so glad you asked that. Now, it can be. We could have written it like that. 2 to the 5th, x to the 5th, which is perfect. But what we did is we just multiplied all the 2's, 2 times 2 times 2, and got a number. So just like we're doing here, 3 to the 4th, we're going to put this into we're going to do 3 times. We're going to do this. We're going to do 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. And then we're going to do 2 times 4, which is 8. And 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 is 81. W to the 8th. So we're just simplifying it all the way. Okay. Yeah, we're simplifying it. So if you wrote it like this is perfectly fine, but just realize it's not simplified all the way because 2 to the 5th is actually 32. Good. Yes. All right. So can you guys show me this one with just the squared? What would it look like? Thank you, lady. Thank you, honey, for the rose. No, Lang, do not crawl into a corner. I'm telling you, sometimes it just takes our brains to warm up. Can you redo that one? Yes, I can redo this one. Because you're not the only one. So don't crawl into no corner. Don't give up. It's okay. So can we redo this one? Yes, I can walk us through the steps. So this 4 is going to every single thing. So I put 3 to the 4th and I already had a 2 here. So a power on a power means multiply. So 3 to the 4th is 3 repeating 4 times. Then we multiply, because a power on a power means we multiply, means 2 times 4, which is 8. And so we get 81 W to the 8th, because 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 9 is 81. So, man says 16, A to the 6. Perfect. So now let's go to this one. We're going to distribute this 2 to every single separate thing. You have to look at these all as separate. The 4 is not attached to the A to the cube. It's its own thing. So we're going to do 4 to the what power? To the 2. Okay. A to the 3rd. But remember, we have a power on a power. So I'm going to put times 2. Now I have this B to the 7th that has a 7 on it. I have to times it by 2. Every single piece, every single item gets that 2 attached to it. I hope that's making sense, okay? Keyway, if I was on point, I would. You know what I'm saying? But between teaching my kids and all this, it's like I'll be having a schedule, but then I'll be switching it up. Okay, so good. Some people are saying yes. Good. Okay, perfect. So 4 to the squared, 4 times 4 gives us 16. Good. We still keep our A. 3 times 2 gives us 6. Perfect. And then we have B. 7 times 2 gives us 14. And this is our answer. Yes, Rose. And then with the ASVAB, you guys don't even get to use a calculator. So I understand that stuff is all mental, and I feel bad because, like in high school, we allow people to use calculators, which kind of they become dependent upon the calculator. And then when they have to take the ASVAB, they have no calculator. It really does them an injustice. But don't give up. Keep on taking that test as many times. Change up your study habits, though. Get you a tutor if you need one. And keep on going. Don't give up. All right. So what do you guys get for this one? The ASVAB, just Mia, is for people that want to go into the military and serve the country to protect us. -8 to the 36. Ooh, yaddy. Okay. Obsessed said -8 to the 36. I love it, you guys. Good. All right, so let's break this down. Remember, this 3 has to go to every single thing. So I'm going to put -2 to the 3rd power because this -2 has to have a 3 on it. Then B, I already have a 12. A power on the power is times 3. -2 times -2 times -2 is a -8. Perfect. And then 12 times 3 gets us 36. You guys are on fire. Yes, distribute. That's how my brain, I don't really know if it's called distribute, but that's how my brain look at it. It's like, I'm putting this 3 on every single thing up in there, okay? That's how my brain tells me to do it. Every single one. So hopefully when you're taking your test, you hear me. Every single one, okay? How did you get 8? Great question. I was thinking about breaking this down. Remember, what does this 3 tell you? You have -2, 3. You have -2, 3 of them. So you have -2 times a -2 times a -2. You have -2 3 times. So negative times a negative gets us a +4. But then you have to times it, because this gets you that. You have to times it by this -2, and that's how you get -8. Great question. Great question. Okay, so let's look at this one. You guys put those answers in the chat. What do we get? No, this is Algebra 1 or 8th grade math. M to the 6, P to the 6. I love it. Yes. So remember this we have to distribute it to every single thing. So if you said M to the 6, P to the 6, beautiful. Right on. Good. Sandra says, suddenly this all makes sense to me. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay, no problem. No problem. So let's go to number 2. Okay. If you are multiplying a negative base number by an odd exponent, it will be negative. Yes, it will. Yes. No, I don't usually do lives with teaching calculus, but I think I might. Like the stuff that I'm really good at in calculus. There's some stuff I forgot, but like there's some stuff like you never forget when you do calculus. And I'm thinking about doing some lessons on that. So 64, good. 64, 32, x to the 3rd. Let's see. So remember, this 3 has to go to every single thing. So we get 4 to the 3rd, x to the 3rd. Now remember, this 4 to the 3rd means 4 times 4 times 4. So 4 times 4 gives us 16. Well, 16 times 4. Thank you, lady, for the fireballs. Thank you. 16 times 4 gives us, I believe that's 64. X to the 3rd. So if you said is it 64? Yeah, 64, x to the 3rd. Thank you for the roses. Thank you for the balloons. Thank you. All right, let's try this one over here. Okay. You guys tell me, what do you get for number 3? What do you guys get? Yaddy said 81 x to the 8th. Ooh, Yaddy. I love it. Rodriguez. Thank you for sharing the live, you guys. Thank you. We're at 13.5K likes. Can everybody take a second to double tap your screen? Thank you. 125, 27x. So 3 to the 4th, because remember this 4 has to go to every single thing. And then we get 2 times 4. So let's do this 3 to the 4th. Thank you, F-Mom. So 3 to the 4th. So we're going to do 3 times 3 times 3. So 3 to the 4th, especially if you're in the ASVAB, is something to have memorized. Good. Yari's fam said 81. Exactly. 3 times 3 is 9. Well, 3 times 3 is 9. And 9 times 9 is 81. X to the 2 times 4 is 8. And this is our answer. Wonderful. Thank you, everyone. We're at 14.7 likes. It's 300 of us on. Thank you for chilling with me on a Monday night. Thank you. All right. Okay, so I want to get to I want to make sure I hit all the rules tonight, okay? So we're going to move on. Okay? We're going to move on. And we're going to jump to this division because we have division, then we have negative and zero exponents. And then, of course, we got to what? Put them all together, right? Put them all together. So, okay. Now, the division rule says when you have a to the b over a to the 6, you minus the exponents, okay? So we're going to subtract those exponents. And this is why. X to the 7th, remember this tells you we have x times x times x. We have 7 x's on top. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Now on the bottom, we have 2. 1, 2. Well, good. Somebody said the x's cancel out. I love it. Yes. X divided by x cancels to 1. X divided by x cancels to 1. So how many x's are we left with? Well, we're left with x to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's why we have x to the 5th. And the placement really does matter. Okay, so we can't put x to the 7th down here and 2 up here. You have to put them where they're at. So if they're in the numerator, you keep them in the numerator. If they're in the denominator, you keep them in the denominator. Okay, so wonderful. So let's do this one. All right, OMG, I'm so glad I found this live. But definitely need a refresher. Oh, thank you. Jay said M to the 2nd. Aim said M to the 2nd. I love it. So we do M. 5 minus 3, which is going to give us M to the 2nd. Good, you guys. Good. All right. I want to expand this one just in case people need a little bit of expanded. Kate said P. Ooh. KT said P. Hello. Good. So we get P. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. We got 7 P's on top. We got 6 on the bottom. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So P over P cancels. P over P cancels. Cancel. And what are we left with? Our answer is 1P. Beautiful. P to the 1. Yes. And you can put P to the 1. That's not wrong. But if you're taking one of those GED tests or ASVAB tests, they'll just have P. Okay. They will never put this 1 there. All right. Now, I got a question. Ooh, Eman said 8, 8 to the third, 8, 8 to the third. Jewel, hey, Jewel, welcome back. 8 to the third. Okay, Jay Heb said 8 to the third, 8, 8 to the third. Now, how are you guys getting this 8? What operation are you guys doing with these big numbers, with the coefficients? How are you guys getting 8? So Pat said 8. Good. Divide, division. We are dividing. I love it. Exactly. The coefficients, you actually do what the bar is telling you, which is divide. So with the big numbers, you always do what the operation is. Let's go back. So remember when we first started with multiplication, for those who were here? Remember I said, what do we do with the coefficients on this one? Remember we said we're multiplying. Well, why? Because parentheses means to multiply. So with the big numbers, you always do what the operation tells you. Beautiful. So 16 divided by 2 gives us 8. Good. And now remember, a variable divided by a variable means you subtract the exponents. So we do 5 minus 2. And we get 8a. 5 minus 2 is 3. And this is our answer. Ooh, okay, I'm going too slow. 7m squared p. I love it. 7m squared p. 7m squared p. Thank you, honey, for the roses. You guys are on it. So I always break this up like this. Okay, because I have to tell myself. Somebody said, hold down the screen to hide comments. Oh, so we're going to do 28 divided by 4, and we get 7. Now, remember, these have ones on them. And if you have to put it there, do it, okay? Because what we're doing is M3 minus 1, P2 minus 1. So we end up getting 7M. 3 minus 1 gives us to the squared. And then P2 minus 1 gets us 1. And we can either put the 1 there or leave it off. Yes, KQW, Yola. Yes, I always put all my lives. It takes a couple of days. And sometimes YouTube be playing me with the not downloading it correctly. But I put all my lives. I eventually get them all up on my YouTube channel. Yes. I'll be like, what? After letting my computer sit there and it still didn't get uploaded. All right. So let's hit it. What do we get here? What is the answer to this one? Number 1. Oh, somebody said, can you please do that one again? Yes. So we did 28 divided by 4, and we got a 7. Then what we do when we divide variables, we subtract the exponents. Well, if they didn't have a number here, it's always 1. Thank you, Fun Size Joe, for the rose. So we're doing 3 minus 1 and 2 minus 1. So we get 7. 3 minus 1 gives us 2 on the M. And 2 minus 1 gives us a 1 on the P. Don't forget, these always have 1s. Thank you, NYC. Thank you, Nesty, for the roses. Thank you for the follow, Real Crimson. Thank you, Lily. All right, so x to the 5th. Kendra said x to the 5th. Good. I'm glad you got it. Thank you for the TikTok. So x 14 minus 9, you guys are on it. X to the 5th. Beautiful. Now, I have a question. Let's jump down here. What do we always do with the big numbers? With the coefficients. These are called coefficients. What do we do with the big numbers? Can you guys throw it in the chat? What do we do? What do we do? Oh, thank you. Divide, divide, divide. Wonderful. Yes. 20 divided by 4 gives us 5. And then what do we do with those exponents? When we see this division bar, what's the rule? Aaliyah said a to the fourth, a to the two. Subtract. Good, yes. So we're going to get a 6 minus 2 because it has a 6 and we're minusing 2. And then we get b 9 minus 7. So 9 minus 7. Thank you for the rose, NYC. So we get 5, a to the fourth, and b 9 minus 7 is 2. And this is our answer. Sarah said, I wish I was taught math like this. Yes, it all depends on who you connect with. I'm telling you. Ooh, somebody's giving me this one. All right, so we're going to get, okay. So somebody said it would be negative. What would be negative? Now we don't have any negatives yet. So Jules said 8 M. All right, so let's try this one. So we're going to do M 36 minus 27. And I believe I saw somebody say M to the 9. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, you guys. M to the 9. Yes. M to the 9. I love it. All right. Thank you, Rue. Okay, so now I do want to jump to sorry for those who want to do this one, but I do want to jump. I want to make sure we hit these negative exponents and 0. Okay? Cuz yes, okay? We have to understand sometimes it's very difficult for some people to understand, okay? So, this is the rule. It says a to the negative number, you have to put 1, and then to make it a positive exponent, we move it to the bottom, okay? So right now, this is in the numerator. So we move it to the bottom to make it a positive, okay? But if it's in the bottom negative, then you have to move it to the top, back and forth. So what do I mean by that? So let's look at this first one. We have x to the negative 4. Right now, this, okay, I have to move this down into the denominator place to make it a positive. So I'm going to do, if we move this down, we get x to the 4th. Somebody said, where can I print this lesson plans? I just Googled exponents, and I don't know if it was like the second or third thing that popped up, but I just Googled exponents and then this popped up. So I just printed it. Okay. So then the 1 has to go on top. And why the 1 has to go on top is because because since we're moving it to the bottom, we have to put something on top. So that's why I think they just put 1. That's my best explanation. Okay, y'all. I truly do not understand why there's a 1, but I kind of get it, but like it has to be 1. Oh, let me explain why. I think this is why. Now, I'm not 100%, but this is how I made my brain remember it's a 1. So remember, attached to every variable is a big 1. So if we move this to the bottom to make it positive, that 1 has to stay there. I don't know if that's 100% correct, but that's what I tell myself, okay? To remember to put that 1 on top. So Jay said 1 over y to the 3rd. Emmy said 1 to the y over 3rd. Thank you. Chelsea said it's a placeholder. Nicole said, how come the 1 doesn't become negative? Correct. Okay, good. Somebody said placeholder. So the 1 doesn't become negative because there was no negative 1 in front of it. So it's just a positive 1. And you guys are 100% correct on this B. So we put 1 over. Remember, this has to go to the bottom. And when we move it to the bottom, it becomes a positive. That's the whole reason why we're moving it. Thank you, Sunny, for the roses. Thank you, Jacob, for the roses. And I'm sure my math tutors, math teachers, please, if I'm not explaining this well, please put it in the chat. So what about C? What do we get for C? Good, Nicole. I'm glad you got it. Oh, so okay, I just passed math test today. Oh, congratulations on passing your high set math test. Congratulations. So some people are saying 1 over y. Good. Yes. 1 over, remember, we're moving it to the bottom. So it's y to the, now you could put that 1 up there to make it a positive, but just remember, if you see it on, like, if you're doing a multiple choice test, they're going to just put 1 over y. And you have to know that there's always an imaginary 1 there. Beautiful, you guys. All right, let's go to D. Now, see here how it's in the bottom? It's already in the bottom. So where does it have to go? Ooh, Jay Hez said Z x to the 8th. Kmart said Z x to the 8th. I love it. So if it's in the bottom, if we want to make it positive, it has to go up to the, I want to hear you say up to the top. Okay. It has to go to the top. So remember, I already have a Z right here on the top. So if I'm moving this to the top to get rid of the negative, I'm going to put it right next to that Z that's already there. So it becomes Z to the, and since I'm moving it to the top, you have to remember why you're moving it, because you don't want negative exponents. So that's what makes it a positive. Okay. Good. Somebody said no, so easy. Good. Okay. I love it. All right. Now let's look at this one. Let's look at this one. Okay. So first I'm going to do the rule. Yes. Somebody, could I please explain? What do you want me to explain? I was taught to put the number in alphabetical order, so X would become before Z. Yes, Yaddy, yes. Or you could see it, that's true. Yes, alphabetical order, so we will do X to the 8th, then Z. You're 100% correct. Can you scoot the paper over? Yes. This way? Are we going this way? Because we're doing this one next. Okay. So now, remember, we want to get rid of negative exponents. The way we get rid of negative exponents is if it's on the bottom, you move it to the top. And if it's on the top, you move it to the bottom. So here I would have Z to the 4th power on the top to make it positive. I have X to the negative 2 on the top, so now it has to move to the bottom. Now be careful here, because some people want to be like, oh, 4 minus 2. No, 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 no. Remember, they have to have the same base in order to subtract exponents. So since they are both not Z's, we are done here. Can you do how to find zeros in a polynomial? I probably don't have enough time to do that because I'm only focusing on exponents. But tomorrow night, I'm doing ACT math. So if you know anybody's taking the ACT, I'm for sure doing that. That's what I know I'm doing at least tomorrow. And then Wednesdays, I always do GED math. So if you're looking for polynomials, I could do some GED polynomials. Oh, thank you, Miss Body. Thank you, thank you. All right, now, what do you guys get for F? This one is, what do you guys get? So y to the 2nd, x to the 5th. Thank you, Detroit, for the roses. Yep, I do T's math. Radicals, please. Oh, 1 over x to the 7th, y to the 7th. I love it. J, H. So if we're using our rule, right? This is a power. What is it? Product of powers. So this -7, remember, we're going to distribute to every single thing. So we would get x to the -7, y to the -7. Okay. Now remember, in order for us to get rid of a negative, it has to go to the bottom. So what number do we always put on top? A 1. And now I'm going to move this x to the bottom. And since I'm moving it to the bottom, it becomes positive. I also have to move this y to the 7th. So I'm going to put y to the 7th power. And that's how you get this. Beautiful. 1 over x to the 7th, y to the 7th. Miss Body, this is Algebra 1. So some people do this in 8th grade. And then my freshmen are doing this right now. 9th graders. Okay, what about G? What do you guys do for this one? Can you simplify negative 2x to the 2nd power? Nope. Nope, we can't simplify that. That's already simplified. So y to the 2nd, x to the 5th. Good. Oh, Miss Body. Oh, I love it. I love it, love it. I got to follow you back. Yes, I love my fellow teachers and tutors. Thank you for joining me tonight. I love it, I love it. Okay, so we're going to do, you guys said it. Y to the 2nd stays on top in the numerator. But we have this x to the negative 5th, and it must move down to make it a positive. And so that's what we get. Y to the 2nd, x to the 5th. Yes, EB. Yes, I have, because I tutor for GED test, and algebra is on the GED test. And I haven't seen anybody pass the GED test without knowing some algebra. So, yep, adults learn. Yes. All right. So why does the y2 stay on top? Great question. The y2 stays on top because it doesn't have a negative exponent. So we're not moving it, because if we moved it to the bottom, then we would have to make it a negative. And we're trying to get rid of negative exponents. That's why it stays on the top, because it's already positive. Good. So Miss Body says z divided by y to the 2nd. I love it. Amelia says divided by y to the 2nd. Good. Draw this line. This z, it has no negative exponent, so it stays where it is, which is on top. Now, y to the negative 2 must go to the bottom in order to become a positive. And that's how you get it. Oh, I love it, Miss Body. I love it. All right, so let's jump to this last rule, y'all. Let's jump to this last rule. Anything to the 0 power. Anything to the 0 power. Does anybody know what's our answer when we do anything to the 0 power? 1, 1, 1. Yes. Lovely. Yes, it is 1. So we want our whole teacher to give us anything to the 0 power, okay? You want this type of problem all bunched together with the 0 on the outside, because you know your answer is just gonna be 1, okay? Yep. All right, you guys, I am gonna have to call it a night. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you guys tomorrow, hopefully at 6 p.m. Central Time. Have a wonderful night. Thank you for the hot dogs. And I will see you guys tomorrow, hopefully. All right. Bye, you guys.